This is not a debate, and this is not a forum. This is for the benefit of the Republican Club because we want to be able to be as informed as possible when we vote.
The reason that I'm running is because I have a number of concerns. Everyone here has, if you have a pulse, you have heard things about the college over the last 2 years. And not all of them have been great things. Not all of them have been terrible things, but it's far too negative. The loss of important programs and faculty. You cannot run an institution without having qualified, intelligent, trained faculty. We're losing people. I heard a number, I can't verify this, but I think 80 faculty members have been lost over the last 2 years, faculty and staff members. And these are people with not years or decades, but cumulatively centuries of teaching experience. Gone. These are irreplaceable resources. It's unfortunate that the rapport between the administration and the board and the faculty and the staff has become so uncomfortable that even in retirement, they are no longer accessible resources to the institution. So all of that experience and training is gone. Lack of vision. I had lunch with Dr. Espinosa a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about the Vision 2020 plan. And there are some fantastic goals in that plan. But what's missing is the how. How are those numbers going to be attained? What has actually been undertaken so far to reach those goals? There needs to be a strategic plan that is viable and reasonable.
Strategic plan. Mr. Messingale talked a little bit about that. We have a vision. We want to double our student enrollment. In 7 years, double what we have. Double to 10,000 students. How are we going to do that? We have growth in all our campuses to grow by that much without new buildings. The state is coming up with House Bill 5 that says all schools need to follow a pathway that's going to get at least 5 pathways into the workforce. That's going to bring us a lot of students from all the service area we serve. And also, what's going to happen is that we will also continue to doing what we do with bringing more students through the dual credit and also internet. Folks, that's the plan. That's how that's going to happen. The state is going to help us bring a lot more students. Yes, we have lost a lot of students because we have to oil field and all of that. But the plan is that I believe the state is really going to help us and do that. Folks, Dr. Espinosa has not had much time to think about new ideas. Her time has been spending trying to make changes that are needed to keep our institution solvent and ensure student success. She has higher expectations, I think, than a lot of other folks. She has had to deal with SACs. We were not ready to deal with SACs. She and a lot of other folks have had to work very, very hard for that. She lost 2 vice presidents. One went to work in the petroleum, one was ill for 7 months. She has had to do all of that. So, folks, if you criticize Dr. Espinosa, folks, she's had a tough job. She's had a tough job, and she's done a great job.
Does the college have a nepotism policy?
And now where are you getting at? And you didn't go, and everybody's going to say, well, I know why he's asking the question. And the reason you're asking that question is because of Dr. Espinosa, her sister being employed with a college. So, she is a person who was working with a college in San Antonio, making even more money than Dr. Espinosa is making at Costa Bend College. I see somebody shaking their head over here, but that's okay. She has brought over 500,000 to the Pleasanton campus. She's worked hard. But no, we don't have a nepotism. Public schools, colleges all over. That's not part of it. The thing is, you hire the best person you can to do the job.
To tell you a little bit about my vision primarily always has been and continues to be and will always be to create an environment that is respectful to all who are part of that organization. all the way from students to staff, administration. I think it's important that there be a great deal of trust between all entities in order to move forward.
There appears to be an exodus of administrative staff and faculty from the college. If that is so, should that be a concern of the Board of Trustees, and what would be any preliminary thoughts from you as to how to address that?
Anytime that there is a mass exodus, whether it is administration, students, or staff, there's got to be some underlying issues that are taking place. You know, I would hope, and I know myself as an administrator of 35 years as a principal, anytime I believe that I would see that kind of an exodus from my school, I'd be pretty concerned.
We have faced serious funding problems in the recent past and to continue to deal with those problems. Years ago, our state financial support dropped from approximately 70% down to 30-something% today. The legislature's new policy of tying 10% of funding to student performance is going to offer us another challenge to meet. I see my duty on this board as supporting both our faculty and our administration as they strive to achieve our most important goal, which of course is student success.
I have here a document. It's from the CBC website, College President, Qualifications and Duties. And one stood out to me, question number 14. Have the responsibility of maintaining amity and unity of purpose among all members of the faculty administration, non-instructional employees, the board, the alumni, and the college constituency. Do you feel that this is happening?
And I think it's the board's responsibility to listen to the community and the faculty to understand what may be our problems.
Poor money management is often the downfall for most businesses and institutions in today's economy. I plan on taking a great deal of time utilizing my accounting degree to carefully overlook every aspect of the financial plans before they are set into place. The position onto the college board is not one that I would take lightly. I believe it is one that requires knowledge and self-sacrifice. To be a successful advocate for higher education, one must exhibit a strong and balanced understanding of the current educational challenges and opportunities that exist within our college. And well, who knows more about educational opportunities and challenges than that of an almost graduated CBC student?
How can you work for someone or support someone on the board when you see the numbers dropping, you see all your faculty going and not do anything about it, instead of backing your faculty and finding solutions to those problems? Because without your faculty, how will you run the college?
I would not be the student that I am standing here today without many of the faculty that have already left and then the ones that are still here. And I'm with you. They are a vital role to your college life and education, because most of my professors are the reason I wanted to go to class every day. I wanted to learn, and not only what they taught me in the classroom, but what they taught me about who I was and where it was going and what I could take with me from the experiences that they had is something that you can't just replace.
My very first meeting at Coastal Bend, I looked at a crowd of people, and it was like looking at a defendant's family that I had just sentenced to prison for life. I have never, and I was so stunned because I had no idea I was walking into a very angry group of people. And you know, I understand the anger, and I'm listening to it. I've talked to a lot of the faculty, and I understand their concerns and their needs, and I think they need to be addressed. We need to take care of our faculty. But on the other hand, we've got to have a solvent college. And coming into this in the beginning of 2014 when she was hired, 2013, when B. Espinosa was hired, she was tasked with getting our school back on track, financially. And that requires that this student-faculty ratio be changed. And right now, it's incredible. I don't know how many teachers or how many students per faculty or teacher in high school there is, but at Coastal Bend, it was 16 to 1. 1 teacher teaching 16, that's incredible. That's like a private school education. That's something Coastal Bend can't afford to float, folks. It's too much money on the full-time faculty, and unfortunately, it has to be changed. Financial problems that we're facing are real ones, and you can't keep on keeping on.